I don't know how to set all that up. And just said, look at that. Look at that. They're burning tarot cards. What do you think of that, Marilyn? What do you think of that? Dang. That's based. I need to put my oh, get this out of here. That's me. You see me? I need to put my Christmas tree up on a stand so you can see it better. I need something about that high. Lift it up a little bit. What do I got? What do I got? I got a box. I got that box that I keep it in. That would lift it up a little bit. That might work. I might have to do that. Waste of money. Not if he makes money off the video. Spending money on props for a YouTube video that you're going to make more money off of is called an investment. It's not. Sometimes you spend money to make money, Marilyn. You wouldn't understand that. I don't think you would understand that, Marilyn. Okay. Where are we at? Oh, by the way, in case you missed it, my debate didn't happen last night. What the heck? But I was tired anyway. I got to sleep late. I only had like 4 hours of sleep. I was going to be really tired at that debate. And when I woke up, Easy had messaged me. He said the guy called it off. I guess he was having technical difficulties. You hurt me. And Easy said, you want to do a death penalty debate instead, but it'll be an hour later. And I was already tired, so I was like, one, if it starts an hour later, I barely make the cutoff before I have to leave to go. And I like to go on the open panel for a little while afterwards. So I was like, I don't want to do it an hour later. Two, I was tired anyway. I was like, nah, I'm just going to go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep until I went to work. Three, I'm so tired of the death penalty debate. I'm so tired of the death penalty debate. I've yet to hear a good, well, actually, there is one good argument from the other side, which is the argument that Elder Lion made, which is he doesn't think the death penalty is right because he says that God says it's wrong. Now, that's the only good argument to be against the death penalty, but I still don't think it's that good of an argument because I would disagree. And I can show you countless times where that's not the case at all. So that's not biblical. Of course, you know, the Bible doesn't matter to some people, I guess, but and then if you go to the Old Testament, they say, well, that's the Old Testament. Isn't dispensationalism a heresy? That's odd. Why can't I use the Old Testament? Well, I can point you to multiple places in the New Testament. And I can point you to hundreds of places in the Old Testament where the death penalty is 100% justified. In fact, commanded by God, by kings, by righteous men. So if your argument is I don't feel that God would want me to do that or to agree with that. Okay. That's the best argument. But it's not a good argument still. So, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I used to be against the death penalty, and then I stopped being a liberal. That is a liberal position, by the way. Just so you know. On the right side, right side's always been pro death penalty. You and your BS goons lied on me after I left Discord conversation the other night. I am pissed. BS goons lied on me after I left the Discord conversation the other night. I am pissed. Who lied about what? Who lied about what? Oh, about the DP thing? I don't know. I think I missed that part. I don't think I was there for that part, but I don't really care about that right now. Anyway, let us proceed. We're in Psalm 51. We finished all of the Korahite Psalms. Now we're back to Psalms of David. Psalm 51, to the chief musician, a Psalm of David. When Nathan the prophet came unto him after he had gone to Bathsheba. Uh-oh. This is David's first song that he wrote after getting it on with Bathsheba. Tisk, tisk, David. Just goes to show, even if you're a righteous man, a perfect man, David is called perfect, David is called righteous, David is called a man after God's own heart. But David messed up. So, just goes to show you. That's why we're not Davidites or Davidians. Davidians? Davidians? Davidians. I don't like Davidians because Branch Davidians is that's that cult that was Jonestown, right? Or Waco, Jonestown, Branch Davidians. Davidians. We're not Davidites. We're not Davidshins. We're Christians. We're not Paulians. We're Christians. We're not Adamites. Adamites? We're not Solomonites. We're not Samsonites. Samsonite? Isn't that a rock? That's actually, that makes sense. We're Christians. Because Christ was perfect. You know what I don't like? When you say like Jesus wouldn't do that, or what would Jesus do? Or like you say I'm not trying to do that because I want to be more Christ-like. And people are like, whoa. Or no, you say like, I did this and Jesus did this. And they'll be like, why are you comparing yourself to Jesus? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? I don't like when people get mad if you compare yourself to Jesus. What's the point of trying to be Christ-like if you can't compare yourself to the perfect man? To our perfect example. Of course you should compare yourself to Jesus. You're not going to measure up. You're not going to come close, but you should try to. So, anyway. So, this is after David got it in. He went in unto Bathsheba. Maybe this is prior to him sending, what was his name? What was Bathsheba's husband's name? Before, I don't know if this is before or after he sent her husband to die in war so that he could marry her. But this is after he went in unto her, if you know what I'm saying. All right. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, thee only, have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Huh. That's a good, that's a good supporting verse for the idea of, what's it called? What's it called when you're born? Sins of your father. What is that called? That's a tough one. A lot of people debate that forever. I know the Orthodox don't follow that. What is the word I'm looking for? Sins of the father. You know what I'm talking about? Like the idea that Adam and Eve that everybody's born into sin because of Adam and Eve. Generational sin? No, there's another word for it. Curse of, no. Why can't I think of the term right now? Anyway, I would probably pop in my head later. Or somebody in chat will say it. But that verse seems, that would be a good verse to use to argue in favor of that. Now I gotta look it up. Original sin. Yeah. Original sin. That's what I was thinking of. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts. Inward, not inward. Inward, not inward. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness. The Mormons took that a little too literally. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou desirest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, A broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifice of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar. That's deep. Yeah, it wasn't a fancy word. It's just I couldn't remember the term for it. I think there is another more complicated word for it. Corruption, Christianity, or nature of sin, original sin. Let me see if there is another word. Roman Catholicism viewing it as central concept. Humans are born depraved soul. That's Calvinism is something depravity, that we're born depraved. Tulip, total depravity. That's Calvin concept. Catholics, central concept. It's just tough. The reason that's such a tough thing to believe in is because then you have to believe that babies, when they die, they don't go to heaven. Or that's like one of the arguments against original sin. Whereas I think it's tough for most Christians to say that. I wouldn't say that. That's why. And see, oh, look, I disagree with Calvin about something. Wow. Shocker. If you're born in original sin, then all the babies who are aborted go to hell? That don't make no sense. I think sin is I think we're corrupted by the world. We're made perfect. But I've talked about this before, that can happen in the womb. You can have babies that are born addicted to drugs. Yeah, it is an intense topic. The age of accountability. The problem is, who determines what the age of accountability is? Like, that's kind of subjective. That's kind of arbitrary. Like, this age of consent is arbitrary. I don't care what nobody says, it's arbitrary. Anything you hear about brain development and all that, that's all made up. That's been disproven forever. The 24-year-old, your brain stops. You don't develop your frontal lobe until you're 24. That's made up. That's been debunked. That's been long debunked. So it is arbitrary. I don't care what anybody says. You can say it with as much confidence as you want. It's been debunked. Punishment of sin is a psyop. Oh, shut up, Marilyn. Psalm 52. I did a whole show about how the frontal lobe development thing was all made up. It was fake science. It's two ladies, but it's Lila Rose and no, it's Allie Beth Stuckey and some liberal transgender lady. And the liberal transgender man lady says something about the frontal lobe developing at 24, and Allie goes into all these documents and all these studies about how that's not true, that's made up. And since I don't just believe what some woman on a podcast says, I looked into it myself and I did a show about it. And I went through all the things myself, talked about it. This was before I was keeping folders on everything, so I don't have my folder for it on hand. But you can look into it yourself. That's bad science. What they did is they looked at brains of dead people who were 24. They had like 3 brains. And then they did brain scans of people who were like 18, 24, and then they had some dead people who were like 50. And they saw that there were differences in the brain. And they said, we're going to estimate that it stops developing around 24. It never stops. Your brain never stops developing. Your brain's constantly changing. That's what neuroplasticity is. Your brain could change when you're 40 to something totally different if you start believing something. Based on what you believe, your physical brain will change. Neuroplasticity. The brain is plastic. The physical brain changes. The chemicals, the neurons, the synapses firing changes based off of what you believe. Did you know that? And that can happen when you're 10. That can happen when you're 50. I think it's set to be around 10 or 11 because that's supposedly when Jesus became aware of his path. I haven't heard that. I mean, I haven't heard about the Jesus choosing his path. I have heard age of accountability. I've heard people say 5. I've heard 8. I've heard 10, 11. Some people would say 18. Some people would say 24. What if you're mentally retarded? I don't know why I paused there. I'm talking about actual mental retardation. What if you're mentally retarded? Then are you never accountable? Could you be accountable and then have head trauma and now you're no longer accountable? It's kind of subjective. It's kind of just arbitrarily picked when people are accountable. Anyway, I keep derailing. Psalm 52. To the chief musician, a mashil, a psalm of David, an instruction, a mashil. Mashil is instruction. A psalm of David, when Doeg, the Edomite, came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Psalm 52. Why boastest thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. The tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor working deceitfully. I like that verse. I knew that verse. Like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise thee forever because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints. Psalm 53, to the chief musician upon Mahalath, Mashil, a psalm of David. I like this one. Everybody knows this one. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. Sorry, King, but if you say there is no God, you're a fool, and there's no good. You cannot do good. God is good. Good is God. Remember we read that the other day? They said good. David said, good is God. Everybody says God is good. No, 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 no. Good is God. That ties in with divine command theory. How do you say it? Euthyro dilemma. It's not a dilemma. It's a simple answer. There's one right answer. What is good is God. Without God, there is no good. Luke 24, 41 and 52. 12 is around 10, 11. I always thought it was 10 or 11. It says he's 12. In Luke 2, 41 through 52 is when Jesus... Okay. Huh. That's an interesting point then. Maybe you could be onto something there. God looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek God. Every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread? They have not called upon God. There were they in great fear, where no fear was. For God hath scattered the bones of him that encampeth against thee. Thou hast put them to shame, because God hath despised them. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion. When God bringeth back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. It's interesting, so the separation there between Jacob and Israel, because Jacob was given the name Israel, but it says Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad, which leads me to think that he's saying the person, Israel, Jacob, and the people, the nation of Israel, shall be glad. Psalm 54, to the chief musician on Neganoth, Mashiel, a psalm of David, when the Zephims came and said to Saul, doth not David hide himself with us? This is a short one. Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ears to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies. Cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Lord, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and mine eye hath seen his desire upon mine enemies. Hold on one second. That's it. I'll be right back. I gotta get water. It'll be quick. Immediate crusade. Go and destroy all of the temples of the new age. God in the light, God with the 2A. You don't read your Bible, it was too cray. We need a new age. Think we need a crusade. All right. We're on Psalm 55. To the chief musician on Neganoth, Mashiel, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint, and I make a noise, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. For they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. You hear that, Marilyn? David said, "The terrors of death have fallen upon him. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me." And I said, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then I would fly far, far away. Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far from here. Dear God, make me a bird." You guys know what that's from? Fearfulness and trembling are come upon, and I said, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then I would fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander far off and remain in the wilderness, Selah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man equal, my guide and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked unto the house of God in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. That's a direct reference to hell. I mean, that's not very common in the Old Testament, is it? Usually they refer to the pit. 31 times in the Old Testament. This is because the KJV translates the Hebrew word Sheol as hell 31 times, although it also translates Sheol as the grave 31 times and the pit 3 times. Modern translation, Sheol is more consistently rendered as the grave or the pit. Me and James argue about this all the time. But there's distinct, sometimes it's referred to Sheol as the pit. Let me see. No, I'm not going to look it up. I'm assuming that the word is Sheol. Let me just look up Psalm 54:15 in the interlinear. I went contemplation, stringed in, chief musician by your name, God with us. Oh, 55. It's 55:15, not 54:15. To death. Into hell. It is Sheol. Okay. It's weird. Sometimes they leave it as Sheol. Sometimes it's the pit. Sometimes it's the grave. Gehenna is a place outside of Tarshish where they burnt trash all day. But Gehenna is also referred to as in the pit, the depths in Gehenna, which to me tells me that it's a fiery place. But sometimes they translate it to the pit or the grave, but here they translate it to hell. 31 times it's translated as hell. 31 times it's translated as the pit. And 31 times it's called the grave, and 3 times it's called the pit. I wonder how they decided which word to use in which place. Probably context clues, I would assume. Yes, that's why I've assumed that Sheol, hell, the grave, and Hades are all referencing the same place, the common resting place for all human souls to await the final judgment. Well, uh, yes and no, because the grave could be referring to the hole that you put somebody in or the tomb. Like, uh, you know, when somebody dies, we dig a grave for them and we bury them in the grave. That's not, that wouldn't be the same as, and then if they say, uh, if a sinkhole opens up and we said that's the pit, or like, well, the fiery furnace wasn't actually a pit, or like, the lion's den isn't referred to as a pit. I'm just, there could be, you know, there could be a pit that isn't referring to hell, but it's actually just a pit in the ground. And there could be a grave that isn't referring to hell, but it's actually just the hole that we bury a body in. You know what I'm saying? But also, yes, all those words mean the same thing in the context of the after. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm clip surfing and doing Bible studies. Um, as for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Selah. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not God. That's odd. There's a Selah in the middle of a verse. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Because Selah is like, doesn't Selah mean like, it's like amen. It's like saying amen. It's like a stopping point. It's like a conclusion. This is why versification never should have happened, I think. Well, other than it makes it simpler for memorization, but I don't think that I think people over exaggerate the importance of memorizing things. I don't think we should read to remember. We should read to know. Memorization is more just like a flex, almost like not everybody who memorizes Bible verses does it for this, but a lot of people kind of use their memorization of scripture as a flex. And versification made all sorts of problems when they started adding verses. I think it was in the, let me see, I can't remember. I've talked about this before. Chapters came at one point, then they added verses later. And once they added the verses, it messes everything up because it makes it too easy for people to cherry pick. They're not supposed to be. Now, like in Psalms, I understand chapters because each one is its own psalm. But even then, like Psalm 32, 33, and 34 are basically boom, 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 one after the other. So, but specifically versification, sometimes they'll put verse breaks in the middle of like it's like a chunk of a passage. This is the passage, and they break it up into 10 verses, and then people will just cherry pick one verse out of the whole passage. But if you read the whole passage, you get a totally different meaning. I think versification was a problem. When did versification happen for the Bible? Oh, I'm not in Google, so this is not going to work. For some reason, if I just type in my search bar, it takes me to like Yahoo, and Yahoo sucks. Look, I typed that in Yahoo. Who divided the Bible into verses and why? Stephen Langton, Archbishop of Canterbury. like to put the modern chapter divisions 1227. Yeah, I think chapter, yeah, I figured 14 is when verses came. So chapters come in 1227. The Wycliffe English Bible of 1382 was the first Bible to use this chapter pattern. Since the Wycliffe Bible, nearly all Bible translations have followed Langton's chapter divisions. The Hebrew Old Testament was divided into verses by a Jewish rabbi by the name of Nathan in AD 1448. Robert Estienne, who was also known as Stephanus, was the first to divide the New Testament into standard number verses in 1555. So versification for the Old Testament, chapter, I don't know if there's a fancy word for that, chapterification, chapterification. Didn't happen until 1227. Versification, verses, I'll be okay with the chapters. I'll take the chapters. I'm okay with the chapters. But the verses, that didn't happen until the 14 and 1500s. Did we add verses to the Bible? And I don't like it. There's a lot of debate around the use of Selah. I think it means wicked harps. Is that a joke? Wicked harp solo. Some say Selah is a liturgical music mark or instruction. Actually, we watched a video about that a couple months ago. Because there was this guy, well, he was talking about, because throughout the Old Testament, there's like songs, like there's the Song of Moses, and there's other songs and there's these weird symbols. And this guy said, if you look at the symbols, they don't really make sense language wise. Like, what's the word of studies of like languages and stuff? Like, it doesn't make sense for the Hebrew to have some of these symbols that it had above the words. And he said, he's like a linguist and a musician and an ancient, he studies like ancient music and harps and psalteries and all these things. He said that these were music notes to tell you how the song goes, like the flow of the song and the music that's played along with the song. And he said, if you study it, you can actually read the music when you read the words because of these symbols that they would put above it. Yeah. I always got something in my lip. And then he got a harp, and he did one of the songs of Moses, and he was playing the harp while he sang it in Hebrew. It was beautiful. It was pretty neat. Set your default search engine in the browser. I've already tried all this. Auntie. It doesn't work. When I open a new window, it's a white page and it says search. And if I put it in not on the page, but the search bar, it takes me to Yahoo. And Google is my default search engine. There's no reason it should be doing this. I don't understand it. I've tried to fix it. Nothing works. Selah meaning. That's where this whole derailment came from. Pause, reflect, or rest, often used as a musical or liturgical direction. So it's not necessarily ending the thought, because there's also that symbol, the two lines in the P. It looks like a P with two lines, and that's like the end of a passage. You see that a lot in older chapters. I don't really see them anymore now that once you get to like Samuel, they stop happening. But pause and reflect, musical direction, a moment for praise. Okay. I don't know where I was. But anyway, the only reason I'm saying all this is because there's a Selah in the middle of Psalm 55:19. Usually the Selah is at the end of a verse. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not God. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. Savage. Let's go. Psalm 56, to the chief musician upon Jonath Elim Rekokim, a miktam of David, when the Philistines took him in Gath. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou most high. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word, in God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together, they hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my ears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is with me. In God will I praise his word, and the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Uh-oh, Marilyn's going to cling to that. Psalm 57, to the chief musician, Al-Tashith, a miktam of David, when he fled from Saul in the cave. Be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wings will I make mine refuge, until these calamities be overpast. I will cry unto God most high, unto God that performeth all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that would swallow me up. Selah. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. There's another Selah in the middle of a verse. My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit before me, into the midst whereof they are fallen themselves. Selah. That's gangster. My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise. Awake up, my glory. Awake, psaltery and harp. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people. I will sing unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great unto the heavens, and thy truth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. Psalm 58. To the chief musician, Al-Tashith, a miktam of David. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly? O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Huh. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. An adder is a snake, right? Sorry, I haven't read chat in a minute. I'll read chat after I finish this chapter. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually, when he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows. Let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away. Like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away, as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Whew. So that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a God that judgeth in the earth. That go hard. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Okay, let me read what chat's talking about. Let's just skip over all of Marilyn's chats. I used to live I've had a whole life of wicked harp solo. Basically, that's what it means. Yeah. I bet I could play the harp. I don't know why I bet that. I don't actually bet that. Seems like an instrument I might be able to play. Oh, Lord. Marilyn's getting excited. Marilyn will hear one sentence out of the whole thing and be like, proof. I have proof we never die. Psalm 59. To the chief musician Altashith, a michtam of David, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him. Dude, David is always getting dang hunted and watched and hiding in the wilderness, and he going through it. Deliver me from mine enemies, O God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Thou, therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. The God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be. And let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Selah. And at evening, let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. For thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defense and the God of my mercy. Based. David did have it rough, for real. Psalm 60, this is to the chief musician upon Sushan Eduth, a miktam of David, to teach when he strove with Aram Naharaim and with Aram Zobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt 12,000. Is that when the plague happened? When he got to choose? I don't remember. Psalm 60. O God, thou hast cast us off. Thou hast scattered us. Thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again. Thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth, Selah. That thy beloved may be delivered, save with thy right hand and hear me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Wilt not thou, O God, which hast cast us off? And thou, O God, which didst not go out with our armies? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. What's up, Pharmacat? Hola. Psalm 61, to the chief musician upon Neganah, a psalm of David. That almost sounded like a slur. Neganah? Neganah, please. Okay, stop. Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. For the end of the earth will I cry unto thee, when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for thou hast been a shelter for me and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings. Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Psalm 62. You cooked for over 8 hours. Thanksgiving's over. You know you're a week late for Thanksgiving. Speaking of, dang, I gotta stop soon so I'm gonna premiere my Thanksgiving video today. My ghetto Thanksgiving video. My ghetto Thanksgiving alone video. Psalm 62, to the chief musician at Jeduthun, a psalm of David. Truly my soul waiteth upon God, for him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall, a bowing wall shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. Oh, like a bowing wall, a wall that's fallen over, or a fence that's rickety. Um, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. For God is... Hold on, I like that. That verse go hard. And God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are together lighter than vanity. What does that mean? Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. Colon, to be laid in the balance, they are together lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God hath spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, and thou renderest to every man according to his work. We don't have to look up every verse that I don't understand. My family did late Thanksgiving because I worked on Thanksgiving. Oh, I always get volunteered. My house is the only one that fits the whole family. The mansion. Psalm 63, a psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. To see thy power and thy glory, so have I seen thee in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate upon thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help. Therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. My soul followeth hard after thee. Thy right hand upholdeth me. Thy right hand upholdeth me. Jesus is at the right. That could be a bit of a prophecy, kind of. Anytime it refers to the right hand. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for the foxes, food for the foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. That's deep. They're getting shorter. Oh, yeah, these are all pretty short. We'll stop at 71. Yeah, we're at 64 right now. 64, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Did you get rid of the box? No, I still have it, but it's filled with other boxes. It's filled with all the other computer box parts. So I don't want to. It's like overflowing with boxes. It's in that closet right there. I found the perfect house for hosting dinners that isn't near anyone I know. All right, Psalm 65. I'm getting sleepy. I gotta make a thumbnail. Oh, where's my... The video's already uploaded. I just need to put it on public. But I gotta do tags, titles, thumbnails, description. Tag, title, thumbnail, description. I have a side table right there, and I have a side table over there. That side table over there has my Legos on it. That side table right there has my laptop on it. I just gotta find a... That won't work. I have a little trash can right here, but it's too small. I think I'll just use that box, but it's kind of low. I wonder if I could stack my two skateboards on top of each other and put it on that. Anyway, I'll find something. Where was I? 65? Yeah. To the chief musician, a psalm and song of David. I wonder why most of them just say a psalm of David, a psalm of David, a psalm of David. But some of them say a psalm and song of David. Doesn't psalm mean song? So if it's a psalm and a song, why is there a delineation? Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Sion. Not Zion, Sion. Sion? Sion. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Sion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to... Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. Told you. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of your salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the sea, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showerings. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys also are covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. Psalm 66. To the chief musician, a song or psalm of David. See, so now they all say a psalm or song, but this one says a song or psalm. But this one says a psalm or song. This one says a psalm or song. This one says a psalm or song, but this one says a song or psalm. I wonder why some of them are slightly different like that. Psalm 66. Make a joyful noise unto God, all ye lands. Sing forth the honor of his name. Make his praise glorious. Say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy works. Through the greatness of thy power shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. All the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name, Selah. Come and see the works of God. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. And again, terrible does not mean bad. It just means great, powerful, incredible, awe-inspiring, terrible. Dinosaur means terrible lizard. Doesn't necessarily mean the dinosaurs were eating everybody. Some of them were vegetarians. Just means they were great. Great lizard, a terrible lizard. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the flood on foot. There did we rejoice in him. They went through the flood on foot. I don't think he's talking about the he's talking about when is it the second time they crossed the Jordan and it was flooded and the banks were risen and they were like, how are we going to cross the Jordan? It's flooded right now. And then they crossed it because everybody talks about how God parted the waters from Moses. God parted the waters 3 times, twice at the Jordan and once at the Red Sea. He ruleth by his power forever. His eyes behold the nations. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves, Selah. O bless our God, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, which holdeth our soul in life, and suffereth not our feet to be moved. For thou, O God, hast proved us, thou hast tried us as silver is tried. Thou broughtest us into the net, thou laidest affliction upon our loins. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place. I will go into thy house with burnt offerings. I will pay thee my vows, which my lips have uttered and my mouth have spoken when I was in trouble. I will offer unto thee burnt sacrifices of fatlings with the incense of rams. I will offer bullocks with goats, Selah. Come and hear, all ye that fear God, and I will declare what he hath done for my soul. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me. But verily God hath heard me. He hath attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, which hath not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. 68 is pretty long. 67 is pretty short. 67, to the chief musician at Neganoth, a psalm or song. God be merciful unto us and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us, Selah. That thy way may be known upon earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, and thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nations upon the earth. Selah. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and God, even our own God, shall bless us. God shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. The vegetarians were just stepping on everyone. Nah, they were making pyramids. Okay. Where we at? 68. We got 3 more, and then I'll hang out while I make this thumbnail and upload and put this video, finish it up, and then I'll probably just premiere it. I'll set it to premiere, and then I'll just raid you guys into the premiere. How about that? All right, 68. What do we got? What do we got left? We got 68, 69, 70. 3 more chapters for today. We're good on time. We're good on time. Dang, 68 and 69 are long. In comparison to all the rest. 70 is short. 68. To the chief musician, a psalm or song of David. Let God arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Jah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah. The earth shook, the heavens also dropped at the presence of God. Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God, the God of Israel. Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain, whereby thou didst confirm thine inheritance when it was weary. Thy congregation hath dwelt therein. Thou, O God, hast prepared of thy goodness for the poor. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Meaning, the women divided the women divided what was left over because their husbands never came home, because if they were enemies of God, they did. Though ye have lean among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow and salmon. The hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, and high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye, ye high hills? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, the Lord will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. Thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that the Lord God might dwell among them. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the God of our salvation, Selah. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belong the issues from death. But God shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such an one as goeth on still in his trespasses. The Lord said, I will bring again from Bashan, I will bring my people again from the depths of the sea, that thy foot may be dipped in the blood of thine enemies, and the tongue of thy dogs in the same. Your dogs are going to drink the blood of your enemies. They have seen thy goings, O God, even the goings of my God, my King in the sanctuary. The singers went before the players on instruments followed. The singers went before, the players on instruments followed after. Among them were the damsels playing with timbrels. Bless ye God in the congregation. In the congregations, even the Lord from the fountain of Israel. There is little Benjamin with their ruler, the princes of Judah, and their council, the princes of Zebulun, and the princes of Naphtali. Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Strengthen, O God, that which thou hast wrought for us. Because of thy temple at Jerusalem shall kings bring presents unto thee. Rebuke the company of spearmen, the multitude of the bulls, with the calves of the people, till every one submit himself with pieces of silver. Scatter thou the people that delight in war. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. Sing unto God, ye kingdoms of the earth. O sing praises unto the Lord, Selah. To him that rideth upon the heavens of heavens, which were of old, lo, he doth send out his voice, and that a mighty voice. Ascribe ye strength unto God. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, thou art terrible out of thy holy places. The God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God. Psalm 69. To the chief musician upon Soshanim. That looks like a way more complicated word than it is. It's Shoshanim. Shoshanim, a psalm of David. Save me, O God, for the waters are come in unto my soul. I sink in deep mire, where there is no standing. I am come into deep waters, where the floods overflow me. I am weary of my crying. My throat is dried. Mine eyes fall while I wait for my God. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of mine head. They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restored that which I took not away. O God, thou knowest my foolishness, and my sins are not hid from thee. Let not them that wait on thee, O Lord God of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O God of Israel. Because for thy sake I have borne reproach. Shame hath covered my face. I am become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. When I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, that was to my reproach. I made sackcloth also my garment, and I became a proverb to them. They that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of the drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Lord, in an acceptable time. O God, in the multitude of my mercy, hear me in the truth of my salvation. Deliver me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be delivered from them that hate me, and out of the deep waters. Let not the water flood overflow me, neither let the deep swallow me up, and let not the pit shut her mouth upon me. Hear me, O Lord, for thy loving kindness is good. Turn unto me according to the multitude of thy tender mercies. And hide not thy face from thy servant, for I am in trouble. Hear me speedily. Draw nigh unto my soul, and redeem it. Deliver me because of mine enemies. Thou hast known my reproach and my shame and my dishonor. Mine adversaries are all before thee. Reproach hath broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. And I looked for some to take pity, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. They gave me also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Just like Jesus. When Jesus was on the cross, they gave him vinegar to drink. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents. For they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded. Add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come into thy righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous. But I am poor and sorrowful. What the heck was that? Let thy salvation, O God, set me up on high. I will praise the name of God with a song, and will magnify him with thanksgiving. This also shall please the Lord better than an ox or bullock that hath horns and hoofs. The humble shall see this and be glad, and your heart shall live that seek God. For the Lord heareth the poor and despiseth not his prisoners. Let the heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moveth therein. For God will save Zion, and will build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and have it in possession. The seed also of his servants shall inherit it, and they that love his name shall dwell therein. One more. What's up, Abe? One more, and then we'll stop for today. But I'm going to hang out while I upload this video. Psalm 70, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, to bring remembrance. So this is a song of remembrance. That last one was a prayer for help. A lot of these are prayers for helps when David's in his time of need. Psalm 70, this is a psalm of remembrance. This is a short one. It's only 5 verses. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Lord. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire my hurt. Let them be turned back for a reward of their shame that say, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. And let such as love thy salvation say continually, Let God be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O God. Thou art my help and my deliverer, O Lord. Make no tarrying. I like that one. That one's short and sweet. All right. That's it for today. That's 20 Psalms. 20 Psalms in about 2 hours, something like that. I'll be right back. 1 second. I'll listen to some more music while I upload this video, and then I'll just raid you guys into the video premiere. It's not a great video. The audio came out kind of